Hello everyone, and welcome to our garden. Today we're going to show you how we install these green bean trellis so that you at home might be able to do something like we have here. So stay tuned. Is this where you want to be when Jesus comes back, making fun of little old Joe Dirte? Okay, in this spot right here, we've decided we're going to add one more cattle panel because we've had these cattle panels up for almost 3 years now, and they have worked wonderful for us. We love growing on these things. Right now, what you see is the rattlesnake green beans, and you can see here we got green beans on them. But we decided we needed more because we eat green beans 2 or 3 times a week, and we go through a lot of green beans. So we're going to increase our production by adding at least one more here. And maybe throughout the years, we'll close this in. We haven't decided yet. But look at here how these green beans do. They turn out absolutely wonderful. They're loaded up with blooms all in here. And these things are just starting to put on. And we expect to get a really good harvest off of all these. If you look right here in the bottom, you can see that we have irrigation hose. And this is a hose that comes from our main raised bed gardens over here, and that's set up on a timer. So that whenever we need to water all of our vegetables, that'll do that for us even if we're not here. All of our green beans can get watered. So let's go ahead. Michelle stepped in an ant bed. Let's give her a second. All right, so let's go ahead and get started and putting this other trellis up. Life's a garden, dig it! Okay, we took a second, we talked about it, and we decided we're going to marry the cattle panels up right here just because of the way the fig trees are. I went ahead and removed the grass in the spot. We're going to take this end board off and we're going to join this into one bed. And hopefully, like I said earlier, maybe we'll make all this just one complete cattle panel, but for now, this is the way we're going about it. You can see right here, I got my irrigation hose going from bed to bed to bed. So that's already in place. All I got to do is just put my sprinkler heads in. Boom, that's good. Okay, our next step is we're going to take our gardening fork right here. We're going to break this soil up. We're going to incorporate some chicken manure into this ground to try to get some type of a compost amendment to keep the soil viable and loose. And then after that, we're going to drive the stakes that's going to hold the cattle panels. Then we're going to go to the top and we're going to nail it to the top. So hope you enjoy following us along. The good thing is we just had a lot of rain here lately and the soil is already loose. Now you wouldn't know it, but we bought this property 4 years ago. There was a fence row here and it was full of wisteria vines and trees and undergrowth, and it was a gigantic mess. And we paid a dozer to come in here and push it all up, and we burned it. And then while the dozer was here, he ran a root rake through the ground right here and got all the roots out. And when he did that, it turned all that dead leaves and stuff into the ground. So we have some really good looking soil right here in this area. You can see I haven't tilled this, but look at how easy this breaks up. We're not talking about mud either. This is well-drained soil. I probably have at least a foot of topsoil right here in this area. Been very happy with our garden location since we've been here. Couldn't ask for any better dirt than what we've had. All right, so I got that broke up with the garden fork. Let's go ahead and grab our chicken manure. And I'm just gonna dump that on top of the ground. This is straight out of the chicken pen where the chickens roost at night. So it's all dry. It's been on the ground for a long time, composting. So even though it's rich and has a lot of minerals in it, it's not hot to the point where it's going to burn your plants. And we're just going to turn this over. I'm not a big fan of tilling. I like to do the no-till as much as I can. But when you're breaking new ground for a garden, you have to have a way to get your amendments into the soil and down into the root zone. So that's why I'm doing this right now. Now you notice we didn't put a lot of chicken manure in because I don't want to run the risk. And plus, since this is green beans are not a big nitrogen user. Matter of fact, they are nitrogen fixers. They put nitrogen into the ground. So we don't need a high nitrogen fertilizer here. But I like all the benefits that chicken manure provides the plants on top of supplying just your regular nitrogen for all your other crops. We got that put in the ground. One of the things I like to use is this Espoma organic fertilizer. And the only reason I'm using Hollytone is because this was an open bag at Lowe's and I got it for half the price. It's all the same ingredients, a little bit different ratios of stuff. So I'll just take a couple of handfuls of this. We'll just give that a nice little dose fertilizer, and it's got mushroom spores in it, and mushroom spores will bind with the roots of your plants and they'll work together in a symbiotic fashion. They call it a symbiotic relationship, and the mushrooms feed the plants and the plants will also feed the mushrooms, so it's really good to have that in there. Just give this a quick turn. We're not going to go all the way deep with this. I'd like our fertilizers to be somewhat near the top. Okay, we almost got this right where we want it already. Now I get ready to put irrigation in. I'll have to come up here before I plant my beans and make sure this pipe is exposed where I can pop in my irrigation nozzles. Get that grass out of there. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to measure our stakes, see where they're at on our other beds. We're going to measure our stakes from the distance of the garden out this way. We're going to drive those in the ground. All right, I'm going to take a break, so stay tuned. I got the poo on me. I got the poo on me. Kicking wing, how much is it? All right, now I'm ready. Okay, during that little quick break that we took, we decided to go to town and buy a brand new lawnmower. So Michelle has a brand new zero turn to cut around all this mess that I've created. Okay, we're back at it. It did a little shower while we were gone, so the dirt's wet now, so I'm glad that our amendment's already in the soil. I just took a measurement from that board to our stakes that hold our cattle panels. Is 86 inches. So we're going to come in here at 86 inches. And we are going to put some stakes down. sharpen the tips so they'll go in the dirt evenly. All right, that should hold. We don't have the wood allocated to go around the boxes yet. That'll be an upgrade later that we're probably not going to be able to bring to you guys. But let's go ahead and put the cattle panels up, and then let's put the nails in the top. I bought these cattle panels last year, and I bought one extra just in case. And then whenever I was cleaning out the chicken pen, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I bought a cattle panel. So I discussed it with Michelle, and we thought it was a good idea to go ahead and put these up. So that's about where we want it to go. We're gonna go ahead and get our ladder over here and then put some new staples in place. All right, let me grab my staples. And the staples we're going to use is just some that I had around the shop, fence post type staples. All right, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed this quick little build. There wasn't much to this. These things are really easy to install. The thing that I really liked about these panels is because of the way they start arching low. Whenever you do a full cattle panel and you arch it all the way back down, you have a lot of vertical space and then it arches. With this, I have a lot of arch starting about right here. And these green beans, they'll grow all the way up to the top here. And so I have a lot of green beans that hang, that like those over there, these right here. And then it makes it a lot easier to pick these green beans. And I think I like this style better than the one arch cattle panel. And I've been happy with it so far. Okay, do me a favor. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to share it out on your social media. If you're new here and you've never seen us before, I invite you to hit the subscribe button and follow us as we continue these projects, and give us a like. All right, thanks for watching.